Hello, I am Tanner Edwards, and I am here to show you how to shoot a bow. One common misconception about a bow is it is not just for hunting. You can also use it for archery. Archery is for anyone. Anybody can shoot a bow at any time. It, when you're using a bow for archery, you have a target set out in a field, and it depends on the points around the ring. The different points is you get more points for the closer you get to the center. Archery is more about precision. Hunting has a lot of factors playing into it, and we're just not going to go into that right now. This is a common compound bow. The bow has your drawstring, which you obviously use to draw back in order to get the power to shoot the arrow. This string that you would around your hand, let's say that you're hunting out in deer stand, you have your bow and draw. Your hand slips. This catches your hand, so that way your bow doesn't dry fire. Rule number one, don't dry fire a bow. It will tear it up. When you are drawing back a bow, it depends on what kind of trigger mechanism you want to use. You can use your fingers. There's other ones. I like to use this. It is an act just called a trigger. You wrap it around your wrist. When you draw back, you pull the trigger, it shoots the bow. It depends on what your preferences are. You can use a trigger, fingers, or other ones. There's plenty of them out there. When you're drawing back a bow, the first thing to remember is you need your stock hand in a C shape, like this. You put it like this so the bow rests in the fleshy part of your hand. That way it gives it more stability and you're able to draw back a bow easier. When you draw back a bow, you put your arm out front and you pull back with your draw hand. When you're aiming a bow, you put your cheek against the drawstring so that way you can look down the peep sight. Another thing I like to do when you're drawing back a bow is your thumb. I like to hook it behind the back of my neck or underneath my jawbone so that way I know I'm in the correct shooting position. Another part of a bow is a peep sight. When you draw back a bow, you use your peep sight to line up with your actual sights. Your sights are set at either anywhere between 50 feet, 10 feet, to anywhere to 150 yards. It depends on what your shooting preferences are. When you draw back your bow, put your arm out here and pull back again like this. When you line up your bow, you look through your peep sight and line it up with your actual sights. Each sight, again, means something different depending on your distance you're shooting. The bow and arrow is a very useful tool, but one thing that I forgot to mention is when you draw back your bow, make sure that you breathe in and out. You shoot on your exhale. It gives you a more sturdy shot. It makes it so that you don't miss as often. Once again, you can never be a perfect shot at anything. Most of the information that I got, I know from shooting a bow firsthand. Others I got from AmericanHunter.org. Once again, when you're shooting a bow, make a C shape, put it against your stock to make it stable. When you draw back, put your arm out in front and draw back as so. Put the thumb, it can be anywhere, but I like to put it behind my neck so I know I'm in the correct form. Put the drawstring against your cheek, line up your shot, and release. I will not be shooting because I'm in town and they tend to frown upon that. And that is how you shoot a bow.